Well, look, this is ultimately a summit between the American president and the North Korean leader. But given that Japan shares a 6 decades old security alliance with the United States, and really much of Japan's national security, foreign policy, and even according to some officials, its constitution relies on this security alliance, it means a big deal for Japan. What will be discussed between those leaders? There is a slight concern, I understand, given the political pressures here in Washington with the midterm elections right around the corner. They think Trump might be interested in a shortcut deal, and they're concerned about any kind of deal that could potentially protect the mainland United States, but leave parts of Japan still vulnerable to some of the short-range missiles. They want to make sure that any deal that is signed with North Korea covers all of Japan's national security interests as well. And another issue is that whether Trump makes concessions about the size of its military troops in South Korea, Japan is again concerned that it might be facing the wrath of the increasing Chinese pressure in the Korean peninsula. And last but not the least, you will remember the issue of the 12th abducted Japanese citizens from decades ago is still high up on the agenda. And I think this was another opportunity for the Japanese Prime Minister to call on not just the president himself, but the United States of America and all of the American people, he said, to make sure to include that issue in any kind of peace agreement as well, because that's been a keystone in Shinzo Abe's political career.
Now, also on the agenda between the Japanese Prime Minister and Donald Trump is the issue of trade. We know Donald Trump has been raising the issue with many world leaders, trying to reduce the trade deficits between various countries. What was said on that front between the two leaders?
Well, I think most of the discussions remained off the record behind closed doors. They did say that they discussed trade and tariff issues, but they were not quite clear exactly if they managed to reach any kind of a common ground. We do know that Japan is one of the most impacted countries following Trump's announcement. It is obviously a major car exporter, especially to the United States. And we know that once Trump first made that announcement back in Japan, Abe hit back saying that it's very difficult to understand why this would be imposed on a country like Japan, a close security ally. And also we know that just ahead of this trip yesterday, Abe said that he still insists that the G7, which has developed, according to him, free and fair economic order, has to play its role for the stability of the world economy, again, according to Abe. So it seems that even though Washington is pressing Tokyo for a bilateral free trade agreement with new terms and conditions, Tokyo is still interested in multilateral deals, which it thinks works best.
Okay, Ediz, Tiyansan, thank you for that update from Washington.